Okay guys, let's get straight into this scrap video. So before I start, I just want to say one thing. Obviously some people are going to think that this video isn't very good for them, just for the simple fact that it's pretty basic, but all it does is it just makes farming the scrap a hell of a lot safer. Therefore, the reason why I've put scrap per hour basically means that you're more likely to actually get that scrap back to your base rather than farming and losing it, and farming and losing it. Therefore, sometimes you can be farming for hours and end up with no scrap. So it's kind of like putting in the prep work to then get the rewards at the end. So what we're going to do to start off with is we're assuming you've got a base somewhere. So let's just say you've got a base, I don't know, anywhere, say R20. So that's our main base. So what we want to do is we want to get another couple of small bases up. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to hit some trees and then I'll come straight back. Okay, so now we've got the wood. What we should have done is started crafting items whilst we were hitting the trees. So the items that we need to craft are these. So it's a TC, 2 single doors, 1 double door, and 4 locks. Okay, so we should have had that all crafted beforehand. So I'll just let them craft and then we shall go build the base. Okay, so what we need to do now is we need to build two small super cheap bases. So the first one is going to be a boat base. So I'm just going to pick over here. And to build this boat base, what you need to do is you need to get the foundations very low to the water, just above, so you can still place, say, a TC on it. So as you can see, I can still place it on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come 3 squares back, and then we're going to wall this one off with a door frame. Pop the roof on, and we're going to put the TC in here and make this wood. That just secures our little plot of land, and pop one of the doors that we crafted on there, like so. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to build the most standard boat base that you can build, and the cheapest that you can build for. Just that tiny bit of wood that we've just farmed. We're going to put a door here, go around the wood. So, pop the roof on. Right, there we go. As soon as that's built, you'll obviously get our door on, which is the other single door. You could put an airlock on this if you want, but I mean it's technically kind of an airlock because they can't get to your TC anyway, and you've got some room for some storage and everything need be, but I won't keep much in here for too long. Right, next up we're going to do the boat entrance. So how the boat entrance works is what you have to do is you have to put a square foundation down, then a double door frame, and then come outside and place some steps. So, make them wood. There we go. Make the double door frame wood, and then once that's done we can remove this square, and then what we can do is put some stairs going on this side, and we'll make them wood as well. Then we place our double door on, like so, and there we have a lot of the TC. There we go. So anything left you can either craft a spear for hitting barrels, but I'm assuming you should already have a base up at this point. So I'm just going to chuck this in here, and then we're going to go get a boat, and I'm going to show you how this cheap boat base works. So all you do, obviously I'm just going to, you're going to have to make sure you've got some low grade, get in your boat, so there you go. So to get in, it's pretty self-explanatory. All you do is just drive into the front door. So, open it, get back in, and then reverse back there. It's fine. Just get a little bit of a run up, and the boat will just go in nice. Okay. And if you do get stuck, it's no problem. Just come out here, push it in. There we go. Normally you can get that in, that's just my bad. Typical, I'm recording a video and it goes wrong. Okay, so stop the engine. So once we're in, obviously you want to think, how do I get out? Because you can't just reverse the boat out because it will get stuck. So all you do is, what I do is I get on, start the engine, open the doors, and before you open the door, just push the boat around like this. That's my bad. Push the boat around. You'll come around nice, like so. And when you do, when you open the door, you should able to just drive them out. And you're just going to need a little bit of a push. Sometimes if you get stuck again on there, just do the get out and push the back. Engine's already running, and you are off. Okay, so we'll come back to this part in a minute. Okay, so next up, come over to Bandit Camp or Outpost, and what we're going to build this time is a tiny little helicopter base. And the reason for that is what we want to do is get a helicopter once we've done our farm and fly it over to this base as close as we can, so there's less chance of us getting killed with when we go to recycle, and then obviously flying back to our main base in the process. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit some trees again and get some wood, same amount of trees as last time. And we'll build the closest point we can, which is going to be around here. So I'll build some around here. It's not far, and yeah, I'll come straight back. Okay guys, and like I said, remember to craft these items whilst you're hitting the trees, but I've not done that because I want to show you what you need to craft. So for this tiny little helipad base, what we want is a TC, and we want 3 small doors, sorry, and 1 double door, and 5 locks. Okay, so have them crafting while you're hitting the trees, and then I'll come straight back as soon as they're crafted and build this tiny little base. Okay, so now the items are crafted, I'm going to show you how to build this cheap little helicopter base. So what we're going to do is just going to put 1 square down with 3 triangles like so. And what you want to do is get your double door frame on, like so. And we'll put our TC down in this corner. Come in there and get the double door on. Obviously you can fit your sleeping bag in there. I'll show you how to furnish this if you want. Obviously we're not going to be using it for too much storage, but like so. And then what we can do is come out here, and we're going to put door like so, and walls right here. Now I did put that triangle there. It's option if you want to make a proper another airlock, but I'm not going to, so I'm just going to leave that. What we're going to do now is pop a roof on. Like so, and we'll place a single door like so. I'll make all this wood in a minute, I'm just showing you the layout. And then what we got here is this is going to be our entrance to the helipad, so it's best to put these 2 walls on first, otherwise when you do this it for some reason just makes it a little bit harder. So obviously you can get rid of that. So this is going to be our jump up to the helipad, and we want an airlock on the helipad like so. Pop the roofs on like that, and then this is going to be our helipad. So that to do the helipad, what we do is we triangles all the way around, then we do 2 squares, and then fill them in with 2 triangles, and then what we do is we go all the way around by roofs. Don't roof it off because this is where we're going to land our helicopter and then go in our airlock into here. But one thing we do want to know before I make this wood is, when you land here and you've got all your loot and you want to make that run down to Bandit Camp or whatever, then what I do is I just place a half wall. It only costs 50 wood. Right place. Place it there, and you can just jump up and have a quick little look around, see if there is anyone, and then make your mad dash a couple 100 meters down there. So I'll just go make this wood. Okay guys, there we have it. This is the tiny little helicopter pad base for doing your recycle runs. So you just land in here, you've got your little airlock on the roof which goes down, You might want to make this 1x1 stone, and then obviously you can do this if you really want to get some extra storage in there. Just place this down with a half wall and a triangle, and then when you come back in here, make sure this sleeping bag's down first. You can place this like so, and then you can place like 2 large and 2 small up here if you really want. If you want, I'll show you. Get a couple of smalls as well, so just place them like so. Another large in there. We should even get the smalls up there, and another small up here. I might have rushed the placement. You can do it if you take your time. You can definitely get another small up there by standing on this sleeping bag. Can be done, and then you can place the large, same down the bottom as well. There we go, guys. So you got a little bit of storage, and there we go. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move back to our beach base. Okay, so heading back to the beach base, I've just found one of the 2 things that we do need to make this safe scrap run, if that's what you want. Not everyone wants safe runs, they'd rather just risk it, and that's fine. So what we do is we do need a helicopter. So make sure you've got some low grade, and take this over to the boat base. Okay, back at the boat base now. You can park this on the roof. Totally up to you what you want to do now. I mean, if you want to protect this, you could just go round with some walls like this, and make them wood as well if you wanted, and then put like some steps going up. Totally up to you what you want to do. I mean, you can just leave it on the roof. It's not the end of the world. It is nice to make sure it is safe when you get back, but that's up to you. It's going to cost more wood, but it's going to keep your helicopter that little bit more safe. Pop a door on there. So before I go out and take the boat out for some time and time how long it takes and how much scrap we get, there is one other item we need, and that is a diving kit. You find them when you're just farming the roads, and hopefully at this point you have one. And the main reason for this video is the fact of the diving tank. Now what it is when you go out on the boat and you're hitting barrels, it happens to me a million times, and I'm sure it's happened to you. And when I go out and I've killed people who are farming out on the boats, they've never got one. So if you ever find one, keep it, put your diving tank on, and all you got to do is when you're out farming, if another boat approaches you or anything, just jump in the water and swim down. They won't get you, they won't find you. You just swim down, you swim back to your base. Yeah, you've lost your boat, but you get back with all your farm. And that's the most important part, because too often than not, we die when we're farming our scraps. And that's why no one ever puts how much scrap you get per hour, because you pretty much, or well, you can't put a time on it if you're going to die, because you can just lose half an hour, 20 minutes here, there. So with this, it's a bit of a fail safe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out now with my diving tank on, and I'm going to go and farm for a bit, and I'll come back, and then we shall go to see how much scrap we get. Right, and there we have it, guys. So we were 31 minutes, and what we farmed safely as well, because we had the diving kit. If someone come along, yes, we wouldn't have got as much, but we would have got back because we could have dived down. I did find another diving kit while I was out, which was a very lucky run. So obviously I'd be keeping that. I did find some other diving components. I've got 285 scrap, and then what we're going to do is I'll wait till morning, and then what we'll do is we'll fly over to the other base, recycle all this, and see what we come up with. Okay, so what we do now, gonna fly on over. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to fly over to the heli base. There we go. Safe and sound. We'll put our fuel in our TC just so we don't lose that on the way down. And then all you do is you don't have to do this in one hit if you don't want to risk losing it all in one. But the good thing about this is you haven't got that far to go. Remember that. I'm going to try and use this as my jump up. There you go, so you'd have a quick scout around, make sure that you think it's safe. If you think it's safe, you ain't got far to run before you're in the protection of the outpost. So, I'm just going to get to the recycler. Right, let's start recycling this stuff. Right, and there we have it, guys. Just finished the recycle run, so I kept a bit of rope and I kept some sewing kits, and I ended up with over 500 scrap and over a K metal frags, 800 cloth and some high coil. So that was just in 30 minutes of farm. So I know what you're going to say, some people think it's just stupid, but when you look at it like that, you put in the prep work, you get those two bases down, you find the heli and the diving kit, which you might just come across on your travels up to this point when you need the scrap anyway. And yeah, guys, it speaks for itself. It's mainly about the fact of using a diving kit when you're out on the boat. It's going to save your life, and the two bases are just for safe transport of your components that you're going to recycle to get them from the beach to somewhere to recycle and then back to your main. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to head back to the helicopter pad and just fly back to my main base with all the loot. And there it is, guys. Hope you like it. It's not this video isn't going to be for everyone, I know that, but trust me, I've played a lot of hours and I know a lot of people, near enough everyone, they don't use diving kits when they're out. So there you go, guys. If you like it, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.